All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. Glad to be here with you all. Hope everybody's had a good week. Stressful times for everybody. Just try to, I hope everybody's doing good and just trying to do what they can to make it work out. So let's see. Music obviously helps me with that. And I am here again this week to help you, hopefully. So let me know if you got comments or concerns. Drop them in the section and hopefully I will see them. All right, let's get right into it. Last week, we had talked about some synthesizer ideas. I think we kind of wound up with this happening. Need to bring this up in the mix. Yeah, this was kind of matching our this nice little piano line. What I've done kind of since then is I had recorded a less than perfect vocal take on this, and I added that in as well, and I was going to talk a little bit about that. Again, I really broke one of the most important rules, which is get it right at the source, meaning if you are recording vocals and it wasn't the best take that it can possibly be, keep recording until you get that best take. I broke that rule, and I'm sorry that I did it, but I needed the time, so that's why this vocal take isn't perfect. Let's go ahead and get to it. So basically what it is just a doubling of the melody down an octave. So I remember talking about trying to like thicken it up or add some more complexity or add some density or whatever word you want to use, some more flavor. One of the easiest ways to add more flavor is to double the line but change the octave. So I decided to go an octave down here with the voice, because that lies a little bit better for me. I actually recorded an octave above too, so they were in unison, the piano and the voice. And if you think this lower octave is a bad take, you should have heard the higher octave. Anyway, sorry. All that to say that octaves are the quickest way to thicken up a sound, especially if you're crossing instruments, for example, piano and voice, or piano and clarinet, or piano and trombone, versus just playing middle C on an octave and going down, playing middle C on a piano and going down an octave, or playing middle C on a piano and going up an octave. That'll still give you some more thickness, but changing the instrument will definitely add to that thickness. So what I did here with the vocals, let's get this unsoloed. That's a very important point that I wanted to mention to you. When I started trying to produce or mix this music, I would always keep the instruments in solo and then EQ them and compress them and put effects on them from there. And that's a good way to learn about how EQ works or how compression works. By doing it with an instrument in solo. But once you have a grasp of how EQ changes a sound or how a compressor works, you should really try to break the habit of soloing. Really try to get into the habit of having all your instruments playing, so you can you can mix. You can, because if you got a awesome snare sound and it sounds really amazing, and then you add in the rest of the track and the snare might sound great, but it could be completely covering up the more important vocal. So it's really important to mix in context. I kind of think of mixing almost like a balancing act. You really got to make sure that everything is everything affects everything else. So it's kind of like it's a very you really got to have good equilibrium to keep your balance and keep the mix afloat. So what I did here is simple stuff. First of all, I just brought up the gain on the vocal because I had recorded it too quietly. Let's see. And then I used a high pass filter and a low shelf to kind of carve away some of this extraneous audio that was not serving the song. There's some people who are really into putting a high shelf filter on absolutely everything, and there are some people who are like, don't do that. I think that you need to, like I said, listen to your mixing context and maybe apply a high pass filter and say, okay, is this working for me? Did I lose any valuable information from the vocals? And if you didn't, then leave it in. And if you lost some valuable information, then maybe reel it back a little bit. But having said that, there are definitely a lot, and this gets back into the balancing act. One thing that helped me out when I was learning how to quote unquote mix was that there's only so much frequency range available. You've only got 100 hertz, you've only got 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And so if you start to hit a lot of instruments that are around this 5 to 100,000 hertz, you're going to need to make some decisions in terms of what you want to have be in the front of your mix. If you've got too many elements in there, it's just going to sound cluttered and muddled, and that'll depend on the frequency range. If you were down in the 200 hertz and you had a lot going on there with 5 different instruments, then it'll sound really, really muddy. So it's about carving out space. It's almost like a puzzle that you get to create and kind of determine what the puzzle is going to sound like. So getting back to the vocals, like I said, I boosted the signal by 6 dB, took out some of this low end. I made a gentle cut here. What is that, 365? It was just sounding a little bit boxy. There's definitely, that's a common theme in the low mid, like 200 to 500 is where it can get kind of boxy sounding. So I just cut some of that out, and then I put a high shelf here to try to capture a little bit more of the top end. I put a couple compressors on it, and the reason I did that is because I want the first compressor. You can see it's hardly even doing anything. I wonder if I need to tweak it a little bit. But I wanted it to catch any really fast bursts. I'm not using this you can use. I want to use it to catch the peaks, and then I'm going to come at it with a second compressor to kind of just level out the whole signal. So to catch the peaks, I wanted a fast attack. This says 0 milliseconds, which you can't get any faster than that. Definitely be careful when you're setting your attack time. If you set it too fast, and it's totally program independent, but if you set your attack time too fast, it can distort your compressor. Same with the release setting. In this instance, I got my compressor really fast. I got my release really fast. Something called the knee is, it's this little thing right here. It's literally your knee. This is what you call a hard knee. Hard knee is at 0. You can go all the way up on this compressor to 1, which would be a soft knee. See how it gets rounder there? Which basically means the compressor is going to start working before it hits the exact threshold of negative 20.5 dB. Sometimes you want a soft knee and sometimes you want a hard knee. Right now I want a hard knee because I'm just trying to catch peaks. So that's what's going on with that. I'm gonna bring this down just a shade. Okay, cool. And see, it's like the compressor is not even doing anything for the majority of the time, but every now and again you will see it move, which means it is working. And I went the wrong way with the, there we go, let's do that. There you go, there's a little peak for you, a couple more. And this next compressor that I got lined up here is one to just level out the signal. Obviously it's carrying a lot more of the workload. I've got a slower attack time here, slower release time. The ratio is also lower. That's one thing I forgot to mention. The ratio is what, 12? About 12 in the first compressor. And let's see here, it's about 3 in the second one. It's got a soft knee. You can see that right there. It's a gradual slope as opposed to that kind of a thing. So, like I'm saying, the first compressor was just to take care of peaks. Second compressor is to achieve a constant level. And when you use compressors like this, it's called serial. You're using them in serial, or in series rather. Let's see here. I put on some reverb, or rather I sent this to our reverb send. Let me see if I can make, there we go. Right, so I sent a little bit to the hall that we've got set up, concert hall. And then I also felt like that was not placing it in the mix like I wanted, so I also brought in another reverb, a vocal hall. That's interesting. I thought I actually chose a different one. Yeah, I chose vocal plate. What the heck, Logic? Now Logic is getting the better of me. Okay, cool. Now it seems to be linked. Well, I don't want to get hung up on this, so let's see if I can weird. Very weird. Alright, well, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Basically, what I was trying to do is just get another flavor of reverb in there for the vocals to try to help it sit a little bit better in the mix. And while also at the same time feeding it to the same reverb that the piano is getting. This will help like give your audio the impression that it's all in the same space. If you're sending it to similar reverbs or even the same reverb, that'll help give it some cohesion. And bus 23 over here for this extra vocal reverb. I've got this sent back to the reverb that our piano is getting, our piano hall, our concert hall, excuse me. So that's another thing that is kind of like cool that you can do. I guess I didn't do it. I thought I did it with the delays, but it's cool to take a delay and feed it into a reverb, or to take a whole other reverb and feed it into another reverb. It'll really help with the cohesion, which is something that I need help with in my life. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Oh, I see exactly what I did. I'm really sorry about that. I hope that that didn't kill anyone. Yeah, good Lord. I think I was getting a little bit ahead of myself, and that's what happens. Haste makes waste and terrible sounds. Yeah. So what I wound up doing was feeding that right back into itself. I misread that. Sorry about that. And it's actually this one that I want to use. There we go. That was not a cohesive sound at all. All right, let's bring you back up and let's give it a go one more time. All right, cool. So basically what I meant to do here was send, we've got that echo, we've got that nice echo on our piano melody here. Yeah, that nice echo on our piano melody. I sent that to the delay as well. Let's see here. Bring that up a little shade. All right, that's not bad. Okay, so probably the most important thing in mixing is to get the levels right. And by that, I just mean your volume. You want your volume to be, that's the place where you start. Right here with these faders. So if you can get what you're hearing in your head to happen like 50% just by playing with these faders, you're doing good. So let's see here. Let me listen for a second. And like I said, mixing is and making music is 100% about getting what's in your head out. And by that I mean you are hearing something and you want to share that. And so approaching this, I used to be like, this track needs EQ, this track needs reverb, and this track needs a compressor. And I would put that on every track and it would be flat, bland, totally bad. So what I want to stress is that go into what you're doing with intention. If you want the vocals to be brighter up top, give yourself a high shelf. Have a reason to do what you do other than, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. Figure out how you want it to sound in your head and then try to make that translate. I wonder how it would sound. Okay, so these to me aren't working. I like this because it's like something out of left field. So I want to leave this. But in context, I want to get rid of the this. It's all about creating space and finding what space, what sound belongs. Which space, which sound belongs in what space. That sounds cleaner to me. and it doesn't lose anything. I'm not missing anything. It just got cleaner. You hear how the bass synth part just popped out there when I lowered the bass piano part? Just a few dB and you could hear it pop out. If you are gonna solo instruments, solo them in groups where they match. Like the bass piano here matches the bass synth. I'm hearing it as one. So hear how that bass synth pops out? I didn't even raise the volume. I just lowered the bass piano volume. Where are we at here? Let's give some, just need some more. I'm gonna get rid of, wait. Yeah. Get rid of that and put this reverb on our piano. Better. Sometimes in lieu of, so to if you are stuck in the solo and adjust mode, something that helps me break out of that is just boost the level of whatever instrument you want to solo. Just boost the level of it. So if I'm trying to mess with the piano here, instead of soloing it, I'm gonna really pop it out so it's really, really loud, and then play with it. So it's still within the context of the mix. Wow. And then A-B everything. All right. The vocals kind of driving me crazy, but I wonder what would happen if you know what? Maybe I will bring in this high vocal that I had recorded. Yeah, that's what this needs for my ears. I think that sounds much better. Obviously, like I said, it's not a great, perfect vocal take, either of them, but they're functional. Matter of fact, let's give you a little more. And you know, there's some breaths and mouth noise that I would clean up, unless I wanted to do like that on purpose. Totally fine artistic choice. Right now it's not working for me, but you know, I would just go through and cut that out or get rid of it. Let's see here. Thank you, Anne-Marie. I guess the last thing that you can do, or that I'm thinking about doing right now, is to maybe pan this a little bit. Instead of having everything coming right down the middle, give it a little bit. Whoop. Ah. So if you're not on a laptop and are listening through headphones, you can definitely hear that one of these is coming through the right side and that one is coming through the left side. That'll help give you some more space. That'll help you create space. It's another flavor you can add. I don't know if that's actually going to work here in this setting. Man, I really like that. I really like this part. Let's try something wonky here. Okay, since these two are the same part, I got them panned in the same place. If you want to, you could probably... Let's actually move this one. Create a little bit more space. I'm really running over on time here, but that's kind of what I do. I get going and it's tough for me to stop. I'm gonna bring this out. Put you further out. Actually, that's kind of cool to have it really out there like that. Bring the volume down, make it more of a what's going on in the right ear kind of a vibe. Definitely want to keep the bass in the middle, and that's just a good rule of thumb. It's hard for humans to tell the directionality of bass, so keep it in the middle, and it will be easier on the listening experience. I want to bring this out too. Matter of fact, this doesn't make sense. Why am I doing it that way? This reminds me of like some ambient TV on the radio or something, which is two styles of music I really like: ambient music and TV on the radio music. So that makes sense. All right, now I'm just fiddle-faddling around, but you get the idea. I hope that that was kind of cool, or maybe helped you out with some issues or whatever. Um, so, let me know if you liked it or if you got any questions. Let's see, announcements. Definitely hit me up if you would like some one-on-one lessons. Go to my website, nathangoheen.com, or just hit me up through YouTube. And we'll have a little talk, have a little consultation, have a little chit chat about what you are trying to accomplish. And, I'll go and then we can discuss some things. And I definitely offer you a money back guarantee. So if we talk and we do our work and you're just like, you know what, I'm not happy with this at all, Nathan, you did not do what I thought you would do for the music, I'll give you your money back. No problem. So no reason not to reach out, because hopefully you'll be like, Nathan, you did what I wanted you to do with the music, and you helped me out with confidence in putting my music out there, or whatever the case may be. I would love to help you out. I've been doing this for a while, music. So I feel like I could probably help out someone who's less experienced. I think that's all I have to say. I hope you have a great day. Next Saturday, be here at 2 p.m. again for the live stream. Sorry I went so long today, but you know what? That's what it is.